marks the first full month that a new law has been in effect limiting contact between Maine law enforcement and federal immigration authorities. This prompted heated debate in Augusta last year and pushback from some law enforcement leaders. Ultimately, it was passed by the legislature and then allowed to become law without the governor's signature. And now the ACLU of Maine is sending letters to numerous law enforcement agencies across the state to inform them of what they call their obligations under this new law. Today, we're discussing the law's rollout with one of the ACLU of Maine's attorneys who advocated for its adoption.
And so what this law aims at is to make sure that that kind of collaboration with the Trump immigration agenda cannot happen, and that instead all of our law enforcement here in Maine is really focused on our communities and on our problems, and is not instead carrying out this federal immigration agenda that many people in Maine don't agree with.
Anahita Suhi is a staff attorney with the ACLU of Maine and a supporter of LD 1971, which took effect at the end of July. In most circumstances, it blocks Maine law enforcement from using resources to enforce federal civil immigration law, bars detaining a person solely on the basis of a hold request, bars sharing information with immigration authorities on a person's release date unless that information is available to the public, and prevents the sharing of personal information with ICE, such as their home and work addresses.
So I would say this law does not limit law enforcement's ability to carry out their criminal law enforcement responsibilities. What it limits is their ability to facilitate immigration-related work.
In recent weeks, the ACLU of Maine has been sending letters to every law enforcement agency in Maine, spelling out what they say agencies must do to comply, saying any Maine jails with existing policies or practices of proactively notifying ICE about people's anticipated release must discontinue that practice and update their policies if they have not done so already.
I think it creates a wall between law enforcement, local law enforcement, and our partners in the federal agencies.
That's recently retired Piscataquis County Sheriff Robert Young speaking with us late last year. He and other law enforcement leaders opposed the law when it was being considered. Despite earlier opposition, officials pledged to follow the law. In testimony last year, Maine State Police argued that the law was too restrictive and would hamper coordination with federal partners, but after its passage, implemented the policy changes early. And the Maine Chiefs of Police Association, who also testified against the bill, recently shared guidance with members in a memo on compliance.
I would say mostly it's been pretty positive. It's been a lot of sort of casual thank yous, a few, we're going to pass this around the office type things, but largely really positive.